Hi, welcome to James Miller Lifeology, where you learn to simplify and transform your life. My name is James Miller. I'm a licensed psychotherapist and a composer. In this episode, I wanted to talk with you about what you're actually growing. Now, I don't mean an actual vegetable garden, but I'm talking more about what do we grow from our thoughts. So let's say you're at work and you're really frustrated and someone just really ticks you off. And so you go throughout your day and it just keeps building in your mind and you don't say anything yet. And so it's just simply a thought. And then you process it with a coworker. And so you talk about it, and then all of a sudden you leave that situation, and you're like, yeah, I'm just so upset. And that's like just consumes you to get more and more mad. And then you go home, and you may talk about it with your spouse or with your roommate. And then you get even more mad, and it captivates your mind, and that's all you can think about. And so the problem with that is we don't realize that we actually took something, let's say from a scale of 1 to 10. And let's say your frustration level is at a level 2. And then what we don't realize is the first time we talk about it with someone else, we externalize it. And then when you externalize it, and then your sense of hearing hears it, which then makes it real. Because remember, all of our senses are used to help us understand if there's danger around us. So if we hear something using our sense of hearing, then all of a sudden we said, there's danger here. This is something that I don't want to hear. This is something I don't want to experience. This person is negative for me. So all of a sudden, what we experienced at a level 2, we've now experienced at a level 4. And then when we go home and we talk about it with someone else, we have then take that new experience of a level 4 and talking about it again reinforces that this situation or this person is negative, which then ratchets it up to level 6. And then so when we process it again and maybe think about it the next day, we talk about it and it keeps going bigger and bigger and bigger up the scale. So it's so important to recognize that whatever we say, whatever a thought is just simply a thought unless we talk about it. Once we talk about it, we actually give it a body, if you will. And giving it a body would then help it grow by talking more and more about it. So there's absolutely nothing wrong with processing a situation that's bothering you, but it's important to give it 2 steps. The first step, of course, if you want to talk about it, that's fine. But the second step is moving into the problem solving. So if you talk about a situation that happened with a coworker, with a peer, then when you talk about it with someone else, you say, but this is how I'm going to resolve it. This is the way I'm going to get over it. This is how I'm going to overcome this situation. And in doing that, it then takes this thing that we hear that's dangerous for us from our sense of hearing, and then it becomes actionable. It becomes resolvable. And then when we resolve it, that's how we can overcome it. So it's so important to remind ourselves that whatever we say is then going to become our reality. And our reality is then going to be in a negative direction or a direction that we overcome with a problem-solving mentality. And so this can actually work in a very positive way. So let's say you are going through your day and you want to use your sense of hearing to make something powerful. So then you simply say, I'm having a wonderful day. This is the best day I've ever experienced. Or I can't wait to see these people at work. Or I'm really excited that I have a job. I know that may sound cheesy, but the point is that whatever you say, once again, with this same lesson, it then becomes greater and greater and greater. So when you hear it again, it then, using a different scale, a scale maybe of happiness or contentment, you may start at a level 1, and then when you say it and you believe it, then it ratchets it up more and more and more. And so then you can create a deposit of happiness, of fulfillment, of joy. And so this works in either way. We can move it in a direction of things that are causing us to hear danger or hear disappointments or discontentment, and then that makes it bigger and bigger, and then it just consumes us. Or we can take it in the other direction of saying, I'm going to have a wonderful day. These things are wonderful in my life. These things are great. This is what's going to happen in my day or in my life. And in doing that, it builds it up to a more positive, more self-affirming way. So it's really up to you, kind of like the previous episode we had about faith versus fear, the same direction. So if you talk about something you want to process because it's really difficult for you, absolutely nothing wrong with that. But you need to take it to the second step of problem solving and saying, this is how I'm going to resolve it. And then in the proactive stance, that if nothing's even bothering you at all, you just simply talk about what's great in your life. And the more you talk about that, the greater that becomes, and that's the direction that your focus is going to go. So there are wonderful ways in which we can do this, but it all takes place in whatever we speak aloud. That's the direction you're going to go. So I want to apologize yesterday because I didn't get a chance to say goodbye to you in the previous episode, but thank you so much for watching James Miller Lifeology, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.